Stormgame! Hello everyone, Celestials have been changed in a very large way, and I'm just going to play this through here and then explain some more details afterwards. So we start the game, make the 3 charges of the prisms, send them to the Luminite, send another prism to the Luminite, and then we lift up the Arc which is something it does now, and fly it over to the Natural, where it would begin to build another array. So there it is, it's flying. It does have a movement speed of 2 now, up from 1, so this is a lot less painful than it would have been on the last patch. But you'll see here, it needs to land not even that close to the Luminite patch for it to build the array. The array is free, but does cost power, so that's something to keep in mind. So the array starts building, we save up our next 300 Luminite for another Arc ship, which provides us with some power. But most importantly, it also provides us with more prism charges and prism charge production. So there's the 12th prism, gets sent from the Natural to the main. So we have full Luminite saturation already, it's like 50 seconds into the game. And then once this Arc ship is done, obviously it will have 3 prism charges on it, and both of these Arc ships will be sending the prisms to the Luminite. Obviously when we do build the Arc ship, we want it quite close to the Luminite patch so that the prisms have less travel time to get to the mining. So we spend all of our charges, and the next 150 we build a chamber. There it is, the chamber. And this is your basic setup, right? So we managed to expand, get full Luminite saturation there, and half, let's call this, saturation in the Natural by 1 minute 22, and we've got our chamber going. So a couple of things to note about Celestials now. The Arc ship produces the prisms via the prism charge system, but once you lift the Arc ship, and this is very important, if you lift the Arc ship so it starts flying, it stops producing prism charges. So there is a cost and a punishment to lifting your Arc ship and sending it around the map. You want it grounded as much as possible, and you want it grounded near the resources that need the prisms. So that's something very important to Celestials now, is managing your Arc ships, as well as, sending them to other bases to start building more arrays, having your Arc ships in a safe place. You can even lift this and put it there, for example, create walls of them. But as I say, every time you lift the Arc ship, you do incur a penalty to your economy, and that must be respected now. So I'll play it through here now. In this game, I'm going to go for about 7 prisms on Luminite, and then we switch to Therium. Now, Therium doesn't require a collector. The prisms just bumble around on top of the Therium, mining it. They don't need to return anywhere to put the Therium into your bank. So there it is, the first prism. These prisms mine quite slowly. It's not like before where Celestials had a heavy advantage in Therium mining. It's now a lot more similar to the other 2 factions. It's not this huge crazy Therium economy that we were used to, having only 2 prisms on each Therium and mining it out. So you see the brute runs in, we obviously make an Argent from our creation chamber, we surge it. The surge is now on the Arc ship, so we can use the Arc ships to increase the production speed of Argents. And if I can micro here and actually shoot this brute, that would be great. MSRM on the other side went Iron Vault expand into a 3rd base. You can see, nice, able to hold 1 brute quite comfortably with this opener. Again, it's a fast 2nd Arc ship, quick saturation on your Natural into a chamber, and then make some Argents in case of the early brutes in this matchup, but it could be Lancers or Argents from your opponent. So it's just safer this way. You could get a 3rd Arc ship and start being even greedier. Maybe on some longer maps this is something you would do, but the basic setup there, I think, is the way it's going to be now, and then we make deviations around that based on other things and other factors. So you can see there with 10 prisms on Therium, we were able to get up to 2 Star Forges, and 10 prisms don't seem to be too many for the patches, whereas 10 workers, imps, or servos would have been. You can see I'm sending my units across the map here just to scout, so the early Argents can function as your scouts, especially the first one. If there wasn't a brute in my Natural already, I would have sent it across the map and just tried to see what's going on. We do still have scans on the Arc ships, but try and avoid using that if possible. if you could use a unit instead, that's great. We have more surge energy for things that you might want to surge. So I go for Star Forges here. I even lift up an arc ship. You can see it's quite speedy now. It's able to get across the map quite quickly. This is just something I wanted to try. I'm going to be a bit cheeky and start putting power banks down over here. They're actually not called power banks anymore. They're just 3 different types of structure. They all change from one to the other at no cost other than time. So they start at the Gracelight node, but then they can turn into the Judicator node or the Energy Regen node for different time costs. So these heal. That's the basic one now. Instead of giving energy, it gives a heal. So the idea for me here was to have vectors blink back into the heals. The Argents are there from the early game, but the main idea was vectors here, and we would just come in and poke him. But Emissarum actually scouts this quite quickly. He's already got Hellborn, and I just don't have the units here to make this work. Like if I had 10 vectors here and then started poking him, it would have gone differently. So I tried something here. That's what it's going to be all about now, is everybody coming up with cool ideas to use all of these new Celestial mechanics. But this didn't work out. Something else will, I'm sure, and we'll keep playing like that. And you can see these Hellborn are actually not doing that much damage to the vectors. There's just a lot more stuff for Emissarum than I have currently. He's even floating quite a bit and easily holding this. He's got his 3rd base up, so you know, we went for Therium instead of a 3rd arc ship and tried to make a play off of it, and the play gets shut down. So now the game ends, obviously, but it's going to be up to you guys, the players, to figure out how to play off of the Celestial Macro Opener. So there it is, guys. I think it's quite a simple build. It's supposed to be easier now to play Celestials. That was the idea with these changes, is to make it more accessible. You know, the prisms are now being produced from Town Hall. Yes, the Town Hall has to fly around and stuff, which is a bit complicated, or more complicated, or just novel compared to original RTS mechanics. But I don't think this is too hard for people to grasp. And hopefully my tutorial videos will help in teaching people how to get started as Celestials, and then everything after that will be a lot more complicated. So there it is. Thank you everyone for watching. We will see you guys next time. Like and subscribe.